Hey, so I have three Bladeguard Veterans. I wanted to just talk about some difficulties maybe painting them. Also just evaluate the model in general, with how easy it is to paint, how easy it is to actually assemble, and how sturdy it is. So, like how bad will it be if you drop it, basically, right? So, um, I haven't got a system for grading them yet, but I figured I'll just eyeball it right now. So there's kind of three poses. I think there may have been more, but it's been a while since I made these, so I'm not entirely sure. Um, the first thing though is probably the painting side of things, because that does go in hand with the building too, because these guys have shields and swords too, and I definitely recommend painting them separately to the model, as in just have them entirely separate, then paint them, then attach them afterwards, because some of these shield poses actually obscure the pauldrons, like here, as well as some of the torso, and the actual shield itself is hard to paint whilst attached, so same goes for the sword, but less so. So I'd definitely consider, painting them separately first, if you haven't already attached them. My ones aren't entirely done yet, as you can see with the like miniature shields. I still need to do some of the purity seals too. Um, but the swords are at a place where I think I can probably leave them now and not feel embarrassed or too embarrassed. Some of the armor could do some work. I have an airbrush now, which I didn't when I painted these, so maybe I can add some more weathering and stuff with my airbrush now I have. Um, but yeah, no. Mine are obviously, Blood Angels, Veteran Guard, um, because I have Blood Angels Army. I'm not sure how good it would be to paint the other types, but I know this was fine. Lots of good areas for highlighting. Um, the swords are, I mean, if you're good at painting swords, then it's fine, but if not, then you're going to have trouble because, they're fucking sword troops, so I don't know why you'd choose them if you hate swords. I'm okay with them. They're definitely not my best work. I definitely want to try and, you know, redo these highlights on these, like fabrics. They look very, very bad. Um, but no, the actual painting side of things, I would give this like what out of 10? Probably around 8 if you do it correctly. Like if you don't attach the shields, but with shields on, like what 5? It's very difficult. Maybe even a 4. Um, for the actual model itself, I would actually give it quite low. I would say probably a 3, if that, because there's one part of this model that's very, very, very flimsy, and it's these. I think they're called halos. I'm not entirely sure. I know they're like melee shield generators. That's the whole thing, I think, because I know that in Space Marine, the first one, right? I'm fairly sure you can get this as an upgrade for a shield near the end of the game. I haven't played it in a while. I think you do though. Um, so these things are fine. They actually look kind of nice, but they're incredibly flimsy and they're also attached by glue. So if you store these, you need to give them a lot more headroom or they'll just snap off. They will. So I've actually had to attach one of these, which is kind of bent forwards, this one here. You can probably tell it snapped off. So you really need to figure out how you're going to store these things because you can't just put them in a box, they will break. Which is very annoying because they're actually quite nice models, but they will break incredibly easily. So I would say probably, I mean, I guess I should probably grade the overall look as well because I kind of feel like, in my opinion, they do really look quite nice. It's definitely nice to see the whole callback to knighthood with, swords and shields because it definitely suits the Space Marine look. Like it would look kind of weird if a Imperial Guardsman had this stuff. Do you know what I mean? But it suits the sort of uh, knightliness, I guess, of Imperial, Astartes. So I do like it, and it does fit in like a 40k setting because, of course, although it looks feudal, like the sword, you can say, well, it's a power sword. It's not just a sword. So it does look quite nice. It does fit in, and they don't look crucially when you put them with other Space Marines. They don't look out of place. They do fit in. Um, I'm not sure about tactics. I don't know enough about the game to grade that, but I would say that looks-wise, they look nice. If not for the halos, they look really nice. All I would say is for a melee-focused unit, you'd expect, I think, at least slightly different armor. It's very odd to see that these completely melee-focused units still have the exact same armor. I mean, there's some embellishments on the handles and stuff, but it's the same thing. And that's kind of sad, but they do have different gear, obviously, which is quite nice. So no, I do like them. I'd probably grade the painting side of things and how easy they are to paint. Probably a 5 out of 10, like I said before, with the shields, 5 out of 10. I would also grade the actual model itself, as in like how easily will it break. I would give it like a 3 because that halo is incredibly delicate. But the rest of the model's fine. And then I'd probably give the actual look of the overall model, you know, like, do I think it looks nice? Does it blend well with the rest of the army? I would give that like a 9 out of 10. I think it's odd. I didn't choose. You can have on these side pieces here. Sorry, it's not focusing. There you go. You can have, or choose to have, sorry, some like guns holstered on the side. But as far as I'm aware, you can't make them hold the gun unless you have like an arm already that has the gun being held. So like these side portions here, which it won't focus on. There we go. I have a black scroll right now, but that would be where the gun is mounted. So I don't know if that's in the rules, they can actually use that or not, but it is there. But I'd say the only reason it isn't a 10 out of 10 is because, like I said before, it would be nice to see at least some difference in armor at all. It's just the same armor, really, which is, you know, what it is. So overall, that's a 5, a 3, and a 9. So it's pretty good overall. And just overall in general, I'll give it I've enjoyed painting it. It was really nice to paint, like probably an 8 out of 10. Overall, it's really nice. I could definitely recommend them. I don't know how good they are in the lore. You do only get 3 of them, but that's pretty normal in Space Marines. Like aggressors and stuff, you still get just 3 of them. So that's not really a bad thing, I don't think, because that's pretty normal for them. But you do only get 3 of them. You can't see here, let me just get one over here. They do actually have bigger bases too, compared to the regular intercessors, because I'm guessing they're, you know, bulkier. They're not really bulkier, but they're meant to be. So take what you will from that, I guess. But they do have larger bases, probably because they're, you know, special units and stuff. They're also height-wise kind of identical. And just in general build, I think they're meant to just be simply Space Marines that happen to have different gear, which is fine. I do think it looks fine. So yeah, I'm really happy with them. I think they're pretty good, and it's a really nice model.